Ladies and gentlemen, this is Click Nerd, and this is our hot take on Xmen-97.
Yo, man, it's like a blast from the past. I'm just saying that this show is amazing.
So many elements that I like to that we're going to deep dive into and talking about. First and foremost, I'm just happy that it's on. It's came back on, man.
I know. I mean, we waited a whole year for it to come back.
Yeah. 4 episodes in so far from this day.
Right.
Let's get into it. X-Force coming into in the intro.
That was X Factor, right?
X-Factor.
X-Force was there, but X Factor did it.
Yeah. The verses with the
They did a whole intro on the second episode. It was beautiful.
I think it's dope. I think it's awesome. I wonder if Havoc and Cyclops, if you're not familiar, those two are brothers.
Yep.
If they'll appear, they appeared before, cause in the old X-Men cartoons.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they did. They did.
Be on my. So at one point, towards the end of episode 4, which was a really good episode, and we'll get into that. At the end of the credit, Wolverine is on the rooftop
with
Captain America, and I'm pretty sure that's Black Widow, Natasha Black Widow.
That is, it is.
Okay, and he hands him a file labeled Weapon X.
Mm-hmm.
So is this Wolverine seeking his adamantium claws again? Is that what we're getting at, or is this him deep diving back into his history?
So what I think they're doing is they're going through history to show how Wolverine got his adamantium claws in the first place, because Wolverine said he was assembling a team in that.
So you think that's the Canadian team?
Yeah, no, I think that his team that he's assembling is Maverick, Sabretooth.
Oh, okay. So that time period was supposed to be before he gets it pulled out. That was supposed to be.
Well, they show him with the bone claws.
Right.
So this is before he ever got
bone claws after Magneto pulls it out.
Right.
So it could have been him. I wasn't really sure about the time framing of it.
I think that so he's already heard of Weapon X before. So I think that this is Wolverine before he got adamantium. At the end of episode 4, and you see Cap, Black Widow, and he hands him a file that says Weapon X. I think that Wolverine's team that he's putting together, is Phantom X, Maverick, Sabretooth, those guys. Lady Deathstrike, she was part of Weapon X.
Okay.
Going back into it with how we think Gambit might come back, right? So he's going to be probably the...
You said this, and you said that he is going to be a horseman.
I think so. I think he'll be the horseman death.
Mm-hmm.
He died.
So him being a horseman, that explains him being resurrected.
Yeah.
Coming back to life, and then he'll have a more enhanced power.
So I think Gambit's going to come back. I think Wolverine will also become a Apocalypse, a horseman of Apocalypse. Just to get his adamantium back. I don't know. Those are all theories.
That's all the damn can give you. So let's talk about today's episode where Kang is they introduce they show that Kang is pretty much the big battery in the back of why they even have the technology that they have in that time period where Apocalypse, how you say his name?
In Sabanur,
early Apocalypse, pretty much gets the celestial armor and whatnot. So, I mean, with Kang being involved, I guess he's just executing his plan from... So
Kang's always pulling the strings behind everything, right? You know how, like, Dr. Doom always pulls the strings behind...
Right.
Kang's always been pulling the strings. So, what Kang did is basically engineer N-Sabanur to become Apocalypse.
All the right pieces so that they will play out the way, you know what I'm saying? He's ahead of Charles and Magneto by 10 steps.
Yeah, and so, it basically leads N-Sabanur / Apocalypse to the Celestial Ship.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when Apocalypse really truly becomes Apocalypse. N-Sabanur becomes Apocalypse.
Mm.
So, and let's not forget, we also had Ball, who was also sitting there manipulating N-Sabanur the whole time, telling him to kill and be merciless and
only the strong survives.
Correct. So that's where N-Sabanur gets that
ruthlessness.
Only the strong survive.
Yeah. Magneto and his role and what he plays.
Yes.
And unfortunately, Apocalypse did what he had to do. We'll try not to spoil it for you. So at one point, I was kind of concerned about the leading role when the team does form back together, because that would be the first time they all form back together with Charles Xavier. And I was concerned if would Cyclops still be that decision factor, because it seemed Magneto's very powerful, and his power speaks for himself, and it's easy for him to take charge and just take over shit. So with Cyclops, I don't think that's going to be a problem now because of Magneto's demise. You think that his death was in vain? Because Magneto did try to change Apocalypse. He tried to manipulate him and try to, get him away from, because he knows what he's going to become.
He tried to pull the Charles treatment. You're correct.
He did try to do the Charles
treatment. Make somebody something that they're not.
Manipulating, and that's one of your big gripes with Charles, is that he does a lot of that.
A lot of manipulation.
Pretty much his superpower.
Yeah, so Charles would go in there and say, "Oh, this is gonna be bad. I'm gonna manipulate you to be the way I perceive you to be." Mm-hmm. And the same thing Magneto tried to pull on Apocalypse, and it didn't work.
That's one of the things I like about the Xmen-97, because the perspective of because as a kid when I'm watching the first X-Men, Charles has always been that, clear coat, mentor, good guy, and Magneto's always been that main antagonist. And now, looking at it, you see both of their point of views. And that's the great thing about the Xmen-97 show. It expands on the character relationship between those two individuals, because they are the keystones of both of for the X-Men and for the Brotherhood.
I like how you put that.
So for both of them seeing the flaws and both of them trying to, I saw what Charles was trying to do for me, let me do this for the young Apocalypse, but it doesn't work out, and it gets him killed for it.
Can we talk about how strong Xmen-97 is?
He's just, without his armor, I'm thinking, he's not going to be as powerful, but he's overkill as Apocalypse is what I'm understanding now.
Right.
And it was more fun to watch him without the armor, because they can kind of, even though they didn't have a chance, it seemed like it was more entertaining than when he's in the armor, because he can manipulate everything, shapeshift, and do all types of stuff. Yeah. So he has a counteract for every action that comes at him. But the show's amazing, and we're going to wrap this up. I'm just really excited, because they're doing, if you're paying attention, if you are a Marvel fan, they're cooking over there at Xmen-97.
I think Xmen-97 is the best.
Does the artwork quality
No, okay. The only problem I have with the artwork is sometimes the details look a little funky, but
they fixed Magneto. He was looking real grandma.
Granny goodness. We all knew that.
I digress.
Ramatut ended up being Kang. Ramatut ends up being Kang. Manipulate behind the scenes. We already mentioned that.
Behind the scenes.
But, here's the thing. We all knew that Xmen-97, no matter what happened, was going to be Apocalypse, because they've already played this out in the future in the original animated series.
But the great thing about it is that you don't know how much of a part that Charles and Magneto really had.
They might have made it worse.
They probably would have. If they didn't really interact with it, like I say, he's going to find it anyways, but I think that's what happens. Them going back in time
and trying to manipulate somebody.
Always trying to mess with stuff that ain't got nothing to do with you.
He had no. Bishop,
the only one that got
common sense. He's like, hey, don't go in the cabin. There's chains and saws and the killer's right out the door. Why are you running into the cabin?
Let's go home.
Let's go home.
Let's go home.
Let's just go home.
No.
Charles' credit. Charles was like, Magneto, you can't fix him. He's got too much rage.
Too late.
No, I've got it, Charles.
Too late.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong.
It was too late.
You're wrong.
It was too late. They had 2 days with homie. They had 2 whole days. They traveled with homie.
Why didn't they tell him from the beginning? Hey,
they
we're
should have
X-Men.
killed him in the sleep. Simple as that. They should have cut the neck off.
Hey,
what my man Don Cheadle said?
Look, he said,
why don't we go back in time?
When he was a baby.
Baby Danos.
And just.
This is our truth. Peace.
Bye.